Chicago.
I know you're in Chicago.
Like
but
this?
I mean, damn. I mean, when they got you in the basement there, I mean, what in the basement Soldier Field? What the hell's going on? I'm just asking. We got to talk about that. Everything like that. You know,
Let
I'm messing
there be
with
light.
you. You know, I'm messing with you, bro. Listen. I get your point about Green Bay, and I can't necessarily disagree with you, Peter, particularly considering what Micah has the potential to bring to the table because of his speed and his ability to get to the quarterback. There's no doubt about it. It was really good to see him get that sack yesterday. But I'm not going to summarily dismiss the Los Angeles Rams, and I'm going to throw this other team out there just in case. Of course, we got the Commanders. They win the NFC Championship game last year. You can't ignore them. I'm just not going to ignore Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At some point in time, we got to pay attention to Baker Mayfield. I mean, the way that this brother is playing, the way that this brother is flinging the football, particularly in clutch situations, I just can't say enough about what I'm seeing from him. And at some point in time, we know that Todd Bowles, he's always going to have his defense ready when it really, really counts. So we can't ignore that reality as well. But I hear what you're saying about Green Bay. I understand it. To me, the issue is not their defense. The issue is Jordan Love in big games. We know all the talent is there. We know the brother can fling that football. We know the talent is the talent. But that little extra something inside your chest, when it really, really counts, are you going to be that dude that ascends or shrivels? We got to figure that out. That's been the question, really, about the Green Bay Packers, even before they got Micah. And I don't know if Micah makes up for that. Certainly, Green Bay is going to get more bites at the apple. Their defense can make some noise. There's no doubt about it. But it comes down to Love in Green Bay more so than anything or anybody else. And when I look at it from that standpoint, and I see Matthew Stafford, and I see Baker Mayfield, I can't just ignore that reality. And then you got to consider who they were going up against, Peter, Cam. You're going against a Detroit Lions squad, lost both coordinators, okay? Ben Johnson is gone. You got this dude, John Morton there. I don't know what the hell that was about. I mean, they had no chemistry, nothing going on. They just looked completely inefficient. I mean, Montgomery and Gibbs giving you nothing at all. I mean, I'm just looking at it from that standpoint.
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying,
need to get into
Detroit,
the Lions offense at some point.
We don't know about the Lions yet. We don't know what kind of test Green Bay received yesterday.
As far as competition, Stephen A., they have the Commanders next week, and that's going to be a phenomenal game, seeing the Packers and Commanders.
Fair.
Cam?
Yeah, I mean, that team that we saw yesterday in Green Bay was definitely a contender in the NFC. And I know I was on record last week of saying that they're not better than the Detroit Lions. Well, what better way to show that they're not better or they are better? Just go out there and whoop them. They dominated the game from start to finish. And I think what Michael Parsons brings to the table is a sense of urgency, a sense of aura, a sense of like swagger that this defense already had with Rashawn Gary and those guys. But it felt a little different. It looked a little different. Those guys was explosive. They was extremely stingy. And when you're able to encapsulate a good offense, what makes a great offense look very docile or very regular or vanilla, that's something in its own right. And the energy that I even seen through the TV screen was something different that we haven't really seen ever or in my lifetime in Green Bay.
Other thing, Molly,
Yeah,
real
go ahead.
quick. The Detroit Lions had a very prolific offense last year over the last 2 years. Peter and Cam know this. All right, Jared Goff yesterday, 3 for 7 with 1 touchdown, 1 interception in the red zone. Last season in the red zone, Jared Goff completed 66% of his passes, 23 touchdowns, and not a single interception. We've gone from that to seeing what we saw from Detroit yesterday. Nobody expected that kind of precipitous drop-off.
100%. Peter, I know it's just week one. I don't want to overreact, but how concerning is that Lions offense?
Oh, it's very concerning. I think the brain drain is real. I think Ben Johnson's already 1-0, and he hasn't even coached an NFL game. I think you see that Ben Johnson brought a lot to that offense, and you get to this Chicago game tonight, and it's like, all right, we want to see what the Bears did, but he was important. Now, look, Jared Goff won a lot of games with Sean McVay, and he won a lot of games with Ben Johnson. He don't got those guys anymore. And I think there is a bit of a, what can Jared Goff do without those two, even this deep into his career with all his accolades? We have to see.
Well, we got to think about this, too, and here's where it really gets tricky. we got to keep our eyes on Dan Campbell. And it's not fair because considering what he's done to change the culture in Detroit, I think he's done an outstanding job. He was a candidate for Coach of the Year. He's done an outstanding job since he's been the head coach. But you had Aaron Glenn as your defensive coordinator, who's now the head coach of the Jets, and you had Ben Johnson as your offensive coordinator, who's now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And the reason why we got to keep our eyes on him is because he decided to go with Morton instead of this guy Ekstrand, who's and I think that's how you pronounce his name, but correct me if I'm wrong, Peter. But look at him at Ekstrand when you look at what he did with the New York Jets. Says that we haven't seen the Jets offense look like that in years. Years.
No, he lost two tremendous coordinators.
But he also picked the wrong dude, it appears, at least after week 1, to be his offense coordinator, because chances are if he wanted Ekstrand to stay in Detroit, he would have stayed. I got to go because we got to hit the top of the hour. No, you're right. Ben Johnson 1-0, and I think Micah Parsons is as well, just saying. They say a win is a win, especially early in the season for the Bengals. Are we more discouraged or encouraged by their effort versus the Browns? Back to our top story of the day, Bills' amazing comeback win over the Ravens, having 16 points in the final 4 minutes to stun the Ravens and win the game 41-40. Here's Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson post-game. Gentlemen.
No one on the sideline blinked. Down 15 points, whatever we were, with 5-6 minutes left. Staying with it. Fans leaving, the stadium. You got to play this game for 60 minutes, and that's a really good outfit that we just played. And, God willing, we take care of business how we're supposed to, and how we think we will. It's probably a team we'll see again.
All I know is when we up in the fourth quarter, like I said, the game is not over till it's 0-0-0 on the clock, and everything not going to be perfect. Like I said, at the beginning of the season, we got a lot of season left.
Okay, so last week on First Take, our very own Dan Orlovsky shared his thoughts on what this game would mean for Baltimore moving forward. Please listen, gentlemen.
Yeah, I picked them to win this game. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. If they lose this game, though, it tells me that they can't beat Kansas City and Buffalo. There's no organization or team under more pressure. We can rattle off everything that this organization has. This is as good a situation when it comes to going to win a Super Bowl that this organization maybe ever has had. You got to go get it done.
He's so damn dramatic sometimes. It's a lot coming from me.
It is. Thank you. Thank you.
This man, Dan Orlovsky, it's one game. It's the opening game of the NFL season. They drop it. If they lose this game, it tells me they can't beat Buffalo or Kansas City. Really? So 18 weeks from now, you're going to say they can't be? Stop it. Listen, at least I have an excuse for being dramatic. I act on a soap opera. Okay, I act on St. General Hospital. Brick's in the house. By the way, I show her back up Friday and Monday.
Thank God, I miss Brick.
I know you do. I know you do. Don't act like you don't know. But I'll be on Friday. Cam, just so you know, I know you don't watch the soaps, but start, brother. It'll do something for you. Friday on General Hospital, ABC, the 12th, and Monday, the 15th, Brick returns to General Hospital. I have an excuse for my drama. What the hell is Dan Orlovsky's excuse? He has none.
And the great thing about soap operas, Cam, is you maybe haven't watched them in 5 years, but you could tune in and still know what's going on. So that's always a positive.
That's true.
But here's
very inaccurate.
It's
very
so
inaccurate.
true.
That's so true. That is
I watched my grandmother's stories always.
Okay.
All right, Cam, back to you, though. Have you lost faith that the Ravens can actually win a big game? Because this is feeling like a pattern in terms of closing the deal.
I understand, but Stephen A., can you give us a little insight? Did they gonna give you the pea shooter again, or you gonna have a bigger gun?
Bro, flexibility matters, diversity matters. It could be me killing somebody, or it could be me in the love scene. I'm just saying, we don't know. We don't know yet.
Watch out now. All right now, Stephen Anthony. Stephen Anthony. Look at him. But real talk though.
That little pea shooter that you had was like that one off Harlem Nights. We're like, we got to upgrade
it was a 9mm.
Okay.
That was a 9mm.
All right. Okay.
Well, go ahead.
9mm. All right, but on real talk though, I think Baltimore Ravens. I think we need to start holding them to a different standard that we've always held. The Baltimore Ravens with being a hard-nosed, tough team. We're not used to that type of win, coming by Buffalo, especially with the opponent in Baltimore, right? I'm looking at Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky was absolutely right. We need the Baltimore Ravens to start playing with a sense of urgency. Hey, the time is now. The roster is filled. The talent is there. You have everything from players all on from the receiver position, the running back position, the offensive line position, defensive line position, linebacker position, safety position, special teams position. What else do you need? That's what, we necessarily need from the Baltimore Ravens. And we see a situation